So guys, it choke. A reverend father, Catholic reverend father, has challenged a Nigerian female musician, one of the best female singers in Nigeria, to prove her miraculous claim. All right, before I give you the gist, it's hitting. Make sure you click this share button here to share this video, and click this plus sign to follow me so that whenever I make a new video, you will be the first to see it. So people have been claiming that their pastor healed people of blindness. And the stance, even my stance, is that it's not possible. There is nobody that have ever cured of blindness. If there is, provide their address, provide their before and after. Let us be sure that they were actually blind. So, but this Reverend Father has taken it a step further by challenging everybody last year, 2023. Last year, everybody should, that if you know anybody at all with concrete evidence that they were once blind and their pastor prayed for them and they started seeing, that the person should report, because he's doing a documentation or documentary, something like project. And he's based in Nigeria and Germany. Since nobody came up, all those blind people you were seeing during school healing hour or whatever they call it in some churches, nobody showed up, nobody pulled up to prove that they have experienced a blind seeing miracle. So this Reverend Father decided to challenge the one celebrity that has been claiming that it happened to her. So this is Chidimma Ekile, and he challenged her and said, look, let me read it. It says, "Dear Miss Chidimma, I saw your video where you told the world that you were born blind, but later received your eyesight after your mother went on her knees to God in prayer. To convince the doubting Thomases, I will please request that you give us permission to interview your mother, the hospital where you were born, the name and address of the hospital, and the doctor or doctors that confirmed you blind after birth, and the cause of the blindness. We would also like to know whether you went back to the hospital or went to a doctor or doctors that confirmed you were blind after receiving your sight. If yes, may we know them as well. Our medical team, will carry out the investigations as soon as possible." Guys, click the share button here and click the plus sign here to follow me. Do you notice what is happening? Since how many days ago or weeks? When was this? This is January 4th, 2024, and we're around, this is about some weeks ago. Since this period, we've not heard the response from this musician. She has not said anything, at least publicly. She has not forwarded the document, at least publicly, because this man challenged her publicly. I expect that if she's forwarding any documents, she should keep the world in the know, because she was challenged publicly. She should have tweeted that she has forwarded the documents. Like, if she actually experienced it, it wouldn't be a problem, right? No excuse, right? Do you understand? Look at the hospital. Me, I can tell you. Look at the hospital I was born in. Look at till today, I know the Reverend Father that my mom took me to first, because she said that she was coming out of the theater. The Reverend Father was walking in the hospital, so he just saw me, right? I know the name of the hospital where I was born. I can refer it, go there and check their records to prove that I was born there. So if somebody was challenging where I was born, it's easy. I'll tweet it for you. Go to the hospital and check in their records on that day, that week, that year I was born. So if somebody was challenging that she was born blind, it's easy for her to recommend. Even if she doesn't have any document again, the hospital should still have, right? Why the silence? Do you understand what I'm saying? Why the silence is suspicious if you were truly cured of blindness. I like that it's a man of God that is putting up this challenge, because when people like us say it, people say we are attacking the church, we are attacking man of God, our man of God is our God, we are attacking God directly, blah, 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 blah. But now it's a man of God, a seasoned man of God, that says, prove it, let us shut down the haters. All we get is silence for weeks. But at the time that she was saying it, it was all over the media that she was born blind. Nobody cared to question that. I'm glad that more and more people are starting to question all these magnanimous, contemptuous miracle stories. And I will tell you today, I know you may have seen your pastor cure somebody. Do you know the person he cured of blindness? Do you know the woman? That woman that was saying, I'm blind, I can now see, all of a sudden I can see colors. This is white, this is black, this is green. How can somebody born blind, when they start saying, immediately they know the meaning of all the colors? Do you know? Imagine what it means to be born blind and you start seeing. You will be confused for more than a year on what things are, depth, shape, and stuff. It's crazy. Now, that being said, there's something called congenital blindness. That is when babies are blind from the womb and they are born. And they are saying that there are very, very few cases, extremely rare cases of a child born blind that later got to see. Extremely rare. Do you understand? So if she actually has proof, it's going to be an extremely rare case. That's why he has medical teams to verify the claim. Now also, you need to know that all newborn babies are born with their eyesight not developed well. Newborn babies hardly ever see anything beyond 12 inches. Scientists have done the experiments. You know what is 12 inches? Just from here to here. This is the distance newborn babies can see. And you know, light affects their eyes, so they are more likely to open their eyes in darkness because, you know, the womb is dark. Imagine staying 9 months in darkness. So for some newborn babies, for them to be able to even start seeing the full face of their mother and whether their mother is smiling, it takes about 6 weeks. They have to stay 6 weeks on this planet before their eyes will adapt to distance, depth, you know, shades of light, what human beings look like and stuff. Even twins in the womb, they never saw themselves. Their eyes are closed throughout. You get? So it's normal for a child to be born and the child is not doing as if they can see, but after a few weeks, they will start seeing well. They'll start responding to proof that they can see. It happens to all babies. That's how everybody is born. But if you're now saying blind, cannot see, and prayer made her to start seeing, this Reverend Father is saying, give us proof. Why is it hard to provide proof? All these miracles, why is it so hard to provide proof? You know, it's crazy. And the thing is that, why is it that people are not questioning? Pastor will do the miracle. Who is that person that they healed? Do we know her? Where is she from? There was one that somebody was calling out the other day. One guy came out in some fake pastor's church and said he's a native doctor. He now gave confession that he has 27 powers. This, that. At the end, somebody screen recorded that and said that this guy is living in their streets, in their village, but he's not a native doctor. Everybody knows him. That he's not a native doctor, anything. That they grew up together, they used to play football together. You know, that this guy has never done any juju in his life. All of a sudden, he's in a pastor's church confessing to be one badass native doctor. The moment we start asking questions, it will reduce the incidence of all this fraud when pastors are faking the miracles. You don't need to fake miracle to lead your church. There are many churches that are running without faking it. You get what I'm saying? So let me know, do you in particular, do you particularly know anybody that was born blind? Now think about this too. Click this share button and click this plus sign. Think about this, right? There was another celebrity that said that his mother had an accident and pastor prayed and the hand healed. But what he skipped is the fact that when you have an accident, the first place they rush you to is not a church. They rush you to a clinic, a hospital, where they will do some stitches, arrest the bleeding, dress the wound, give you injection, tetanus or whatever injection, and then give you drugs, painkillers you will take. Now, this celebrity did not talk about this part. They skipped it out. So what they now say is she had an accident. All of a sudden, pastor prayed. All of a sudden, she can now use her hand. I'm not doubting his testimony. I'm just saying that sometimes these testimonies skip a very important process. You know how Nigerians will do something and gain success. When you now ask the Nigerian, how did you manage to succeed? Instead of them telling you the process, they'll be like, nah God though. My brother, nah God though. Bro, how did you manage to get abroad? Me and you was hustling in the street. All of a sudden you're in Canada. How did you process it? My brother, nah God though. They will not tell you how